Good morning and welcome to Mom in the Morning Crew for, I was going to say December the 27th. September the 27th.
The 27th of September 2023.
Yes, that year too.
You said that Mum has not had her coffee yet.
Oh no, I've been up since 4. I've definitely got my coffee going. I wanted to sleep in this morning because it's class night tonight. So I drive to Bloomington, Illinois from Indiana if anybody wants to do that research. It's 152 miles each way. So it makes for a long drive.
Good morning.
Morning,
304 miles.
Yes, yes. So start to finish, I usually leave here by 3:30, and providing I don't stand around and chat too long, I get home by 11 at night. It makes for a very long day.
Very long day and a very long...
Yeah, the drive home's always an adventure, so you have to time out getting enough caffeine in you to make the drive home, but not so much caffeine that when you walk in the door, you still don't have 3 hours before you can sleep.
I've got an interesting day for endeavors.
Oh, I haven't even looked at mine yet. Let's go look at the endeavors.
Would you like to know mine first?
Sure, go ahead.
Right. We start with some little gone killing on Nimbus 3.
Mm-hmm.
We stay on Nimbus 3 for the second endeavor.
Which is?
Duan Antopods.
Okay.
The third one is to defeat Ball Ground.
Well, it's very ground-oriented.
But I think we should kick off the day with a little Starbase 1.
Chris says caffeine doesn't keep you energized at all. My response is, it thinks it does. It may not keep me energized, but it keeps me from falling asleep on I-74, which is basically 120 miles of very dark, heavily trafficked with big trucks road.
Yeah.
But if somebody's got a better suggestion, I'll take it.
Take the train.
Coffee blocks your brain from receiving the hormone that tells you you're tired and just delays it a few hours. Yes, well, that's fine. That's perfect. Because I assure you, after an hour of beating up my friends and being beaten up by my friends, I'm physically exhausted. But you run on adrenaline for that first hour after class because it's no matter how much you get hurt, if you get hurt, it's always good to be with your family. And then about the time I get an hour out, that puts me in lovely Champaign-Urbana, home of the University of Illinois. There's a little restaurant just off the road that has decent iced tea. So grab myself a sandwich, grab some iced tea, and that's usually enough to get me home. But if not, about an hour from there is another coffee shop that's open round the clock. Truck stops. For you Europeans, I don't know if you've got truck stops.
They're called service stations in Europe.
Okay, so it's like, in some cases, it's like a mini hotel, but with a grocery store and a restaurant attached to it. Okay, yeah. Same thing.
It's the same thing, but on a different scale.
Yeah, there's a few different ones, but because they're truck stops, they offer, and a lot of them, little mini beds where you can rent them for a 4-hour period, showers, laundries for the truckers who are doing long haul. By law, you have to stop for X number of hours after X number of hours of driving. You cannot exceed that. And so there's a place, a lot of trucks have got basically homes built into them, but laundry and showers you can't have built in. And then they'll have a decent restaurant, nothing fabulous and nothing expensive.
Unless they have a legacy sleeper.
Pardon?
Unless they have the big sleeper on.
Well, yeah, even with the big sleeper, though, they rarely have any way to wash up, hence the joy of staying at truck stops, for at least a couple hours to take a shower and do your laundry. Yep. At least enough laundry. For a lot of drivers, they might be on the road for 2 weeks at a shot. Yeah, but it's actually nice, though, because you don't have to be a trucker to use them. So if you're absolutely brain dead, or for a lot of people who are living in their cars these days, it's a place to be able to go in and take a shower for a couple of dollars.
I've actually had to camp out at a truck stop.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
hitchhiking.
Ah.
Didn't care because the truck stop.
Yeah, the only time that truck stops aren't fun is during a snowstorm. In some ways, it's great.
Oh, it sucks when you're like sleeping out on the lawn because they don't. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything bad, you can sleep out on the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's cold and windy, not a good idea.
No, no. Yeah, I've driven home a few times in blizzards, which I'm smart enough not to do again. But at some point, you just pull into either a truck stop or a rest area, and nothing's going to move. So if you plan to get back on the road, you have to kind of plot where you're going to stop. So Chris says my dad was a truck driver for a living and used this infrastructure. It was standard for years since 80s and 90s in Europe. Yeah. It's been a standard here for a long time, but it used to be kind of like, oh, you're going to the truck stop. And
I know they have like a certain amount of miles they have to drive.
It depends. Sometimes it's miles, but I know by I don't know if it's OSHA. Who regulates truckers? It's not FDA.
Department of Transportation.
Department of Transportation, right. So you can only go X number of hours behind the wheel before you must take a break, which is why a lot of times over-the-road long-haul truckers team up. So one person can do 8 hours, the other person can do 8 hours, and then they have a mandatory time that they've got to stop. But it means you can, rather than doing 8 hours on, 8 hours off, 8 hours on, 8 hours off, you can do 16 on and 8 off, which makes it a little bit easier for the companies, but without endangering anybody. But yeah, once you hit that time, you've got to stop. You have to stop. And you're not supposed to pull over on the side of the road. That's a no-no. So there is that juggling of, 8 hours is going to put me half an hour from where I want to be, but 2 hours past where the last truck stop is. So that's why they have rest areas on a lot of highways, at least in Indiana and Illinois. And the truckers just pull over there, and it's not very elegant. It might have a vending machine, but you can pull over on the side, you can pull over on the ramp, you can take a parking spot if there's any left, and get your mandatory break in. So driving home on I-74 at night, there are 3 rest stops and a bunch of truck stops. But the rest stops are under renovation. They're digging them all up and putting in new places because they're quite old. And the new ones are kind of nice. But that means on the on and off ramps, the trucks will just pull up to get, let's say, onto a side road. They just pull up onto the side of it and they'll stop there for the night. So you'll get to one and it's like 6 or 7 trucks lined up from the expressway all the way to the off ramp. It makes for fun driving. At least they keep their lights on so you know where they are. So that's my Wednesday night. I'm thinking about switching it to Monday nights just because by Monday I'm not brain dead from fatigue, and right now it's ugh. And when I didn't have the dogs, I could just stay in a hotel, but I have to come home and take care of the babies.
Oh, I've already started the killing of my endeavors.
Let's see, I've got ground damage and Voth on the ground, which I probably will do later. I have destroyed destructible torpedoes. Not exciting. And what have we got on the other account today?
My internet does not like me.
Yeah, internet's been weird for me the last couple of days. Let's see what's coming up. Chris has 10 Herald ships and 5 dreadnoughts.
I'm trying to kill Borg on the ground.
Always fun.
I'm doing the Jupiter Station mission.
For Terran ships?
Or just personally with that one, what do I do normally for that?
For Voth?
Hmm.
Voth are only in one spot, really, and that's on the battle zone on the Allied sphere.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we could use them. I mean, they're in a few missions, but there's not enough to go, all the way through a mission.
The buff didn't play a bigger part in the storyline than I thought.
I hate it when I get 60 Voth. So Marhawkman says he had random internet outages yesterday. Yeah, our infrastructure has some work to be done. Wow, I have plasma damage in space on my other account, and that's the only thing that's really significant.
So I have Tetrion damage on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Kill Borg on the ground.
Wow, it is a ground day. I've defeat captains on the ground.
And then defeat some Tholians.
Also on the ground, or in space.
On shit.
Oh,
Tholians.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
But I can go to the Archer system for that.
Yes, you can. That makes life easy. Let's see. Who am I on here? No, I'm on that one. Let's see what I've got here today.
Endeavor, the Borg Endeavor is now done.
Yep, mine. Done.
Well, yeah, I have plasma damage, so let me see if I can set up a plasma ship here. Oh, I've got a ship all set up for a little plasma fun. And I will have to switch out this Jirac carrier at some point. No, I'm not going to collect that. Not for another 2 hours. So I did the event yesterday, got my team queued up between my two characters. Ran a mission. They both got it done now, so when I have my cooldown, which is at 2 o'clock, and I'll be getting ready to head out, I can just go in and go click, click, and be done with it. Yay! Which is the whole reason for doing this in advance. Well, when you guys are done with your ground stuff, let me know. And I've got some plasma damage in space, which is not very exciting.
When you're ready, we can do a resistance to Starbase 1.
Okay. Whenever you want. We can wait for Borg King to get done if he wants to do that.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead without me.
Okay. What I'm going to do, though, let me switch tunes so you guys can see this.
Crit chant. Ground, nice. That means now I'm on Endeavor rank 522.
Good morning, Wolfie. Oh, Chris upgraded Excelsior to T6X2 yesterday. Nicely done. How you doing, Wolfie? That's the button I want. There we go. I was going to look up what the Endeavor for the Universal will be today.
Holy.
Did you say it was the my God, recruitment thing for or something
I think
like that?
it is recruitment. Yes, thanks. Yeah, it's a silly easy one today.
Holy crap, I got quite a few ultra rare tech upgrades.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, the Finite Phrase box thing.
Yeah, today's Endeavor is start a duty officer recruitment assignment. And there is no
Yeah, that's
weekend
what I was
Endeavor.
thinking. I couldn't even think. I couldn't.
Oh,
Too
that's
early in the
okay.
morning for me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
4:16 in the morning here.
Yeah, well, El Popo's... Well, they didn't really wake me up. Something woke me up around 4 o'clock. Oh, it was my leg woke me up around 4 o'clock. I get leg cramps in the middle of the night. Very common. Always have gotten in my life. But now they've decided to hit me on the side of my ankle. What the heck muscle is on the side of your ankle?
Oh, I've been having that lately.
Oh, have you?
Past few weeks. My ankle's been killing me for some reason.
I didn't know if it was a case of, I'm sleeping weird, or I do too much hiking around the office, or whatever, or maybe it's my shoes.
I have to stand all day, which is bad on my feet.
Yeah, it is. And it's very bad for your legs, too. Just standing. Moving is fine. Standing is not so good.
Okay, I'm on now, if you're wondering. That brings my grand total of Ultra Attack Phoenix Prize Pack things, 24. Yeah, I am starting to save them up.
I see Marhawkman here. Good morning, Rasul. Let's see if I've got this picked up. Don't, but that's okay.
So who am I inviting to do a resist?
You can invite Complicados.
Some ridiculous name, preferably.
Complicados is easy. It's Complicados.
Mm-hmm. I think today I'll bring the Galaxy class, the Command Dreadnought, the Command Exploration Cruiser.
I just need
Legendary.
to burn 500,000 in plasma, so nothing exciting on my part. Couple captains, little hull repair in space, which probably won't happen. Captains are easy.
Are you ready?
Go ahead and set her up.
That was quick. Wee woo. That was ridiculously quick.
Yeah, well, somebody's got their endeavor to do. Hey, Wolfie, why is your shoulder bothering you? Did you do something to your shoulder?
She perfectly hyperextended it, and well, that's why it's there.
That was interesting. Beam
Tell your
in.
shoulder to leave you alone, Wolfie.
Oh, yes, Chris forgot to X up. That's why Chris wasn't there. Chris didn't get an invite or didn't X up. I don't know which one it was. I didn't see your name on here, Chris, but Joshua was teaming this one. We can do it again. I'm totally good with doing it a second time.
But considering the fact I preferably don't have him, unless he says it puts eggs in the strike group chat,
Here they come.
I would not have seen it.
Well, let's get Chris joined up here for the next run, and we'll do this again. Chris, do you prefer resistance? Do you just want to play a game and not care what it is? Do you want to do guillotine? I'm totally good with all of this stuff. Oh, just wants to pew. Oh, goody. Then we can do something else too.
Pew, pew, pew,
I
pew,
can grab a
pew.
different tune since I'll hopefully have my 500,000 on this one. So we were discussing the advantages of doing guillotine versus resistance. Because these Borg don't count as Borg ship. So this is good
They're
for...
supposed to.
Yeah,
They're
they don't
supposed
yet.
to.
And the Borg on the ground don't count as Borg.
I thought they fixed that.
Yeah, I thought they fixed a lot of things with this last one. Let's see what this week's patch does. But when I was doing this the other day, it wasn't counting, and somebody said it didn't get fixed. Maybe it's been fixed since?
I'm basically one-shotting these probes.
Well, Razul, if you've got an Adarian jellyfish, you can camp that over the top of guillotine and just not do anything.
I have one. Well, I've drew it out of space stuff.
Oh, I'm getting some hull repair on this too. Oh, that's surprising. I suppose I could actually do something about it then.
I hate doing hull repairs and
Yeah, well, this is coming up organically out of the mission, so I'm not going to complain if it gets done. I wasn't even doing the clickies for it. It was just happening.
I just hate that endeavor of hull repair.
You know how I get that done?
Well, normally I go off to Ruins of Doom, take off my shields, take the damage, and go on one of my ship that's got it
Ringers
built.
of War Elite on hard mode.
That would do it.
That's what I thought.
Warp signatures. We'll have a short amount of time before more Borg arrive.
This ship is one-shotting the probes. Kind of cool. What ship are you in?
The top of your shoulder, is it muscle or joint? Wolfie. Muscle.
And evacuation
That's interesting.
The question, did that engineering team help against your endeavor?
Yep, that's done. It is all done now. It just went from 14,000 to 25. Done. So, in my opinion, Cryptic will do the things that people are willing to spend money on. They're willing to spend money on ships, but are they willing to spend money on interiors and detailed Space Barbie? If they're not going to do it. Especially now with Gearbox potentially being up for sale, or Embracer being up for sale.
I think if the new owner of Gearbox wants to close that deal down, that's prerogative.
Of course it is. But with so many things that are just flat out losing money, and
this definitely isn't.
Yeah. So you're going to shut out the things that are losing money or have very little value.
I think Star Trek Online has a big monopoly on the Star Trek universe.
Well, it's outlived almost every other Star Trek game.
I think if there's a legendary border SKU, I'll definitely pick it up at some point.
Well, I'll pick it up, but I don't want to be part of a ridiculously overpriced bundle.
I think if it was a legendary, border SKU with another legendary Klingon vessel,
There's a break in the
maybe.
enemy formation. Get into position to prepare for the next assault.
Or just put it as a legendary and put it in as a 6,000 bundle.
Give me a decent bundle and I'll buy it. Some of the anniversary bundles have been delightful.
Here come the Borg assimilators. Keep fighting.
Well, how about the 14th anniversary being full Klingon variant?
They won't do it. It doesn't sell enough because people want Federation ships primarily, so they might have a small bundle, but it won't be exclusively Klingon. Not for an anniversary bundle.
Wow.
I mean, how many players have no Klingons whatsoever? Quite a few.
I should really play my Gorn and get some DPS out of it.
An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Somebody in the mission here just said, "What am I doing with my life?"
Still, these bullions put me in a web with a Medard dreadnought.
The Tholian webs are not as intimidating as you would think they are.
No
Poke
more.
a little
I
tiny
know.
hole in them and poof, they go away.
You know, with some of the weapons we have these days.
Though, when I was doing Archer last time, the web nodes were counting as ships, which makes it really easy to get, if you know, 30 ships or whatever you might have. They just go.
You know how I do it normally?
Hmm.
Just do all 4 quadrants of the Solar Nebula. That typically gets it done for me.
Over ships. I do Archer
Yeah.
just because you get a little lithium, and the return on investment for time is pretty good.
I don't need the dilithium, so...
Oh, I always can use the lithium.
On this character, I'm trying to save how much dilithium I get.
I think it's funny when you use a Tholian web on the Tholian.
Yeah, I like that. Well, it's like using the Herc Swarm on the Herc. I didn't even get to the Borg Cube in time.
Ah, that ought to hold them off.
That's why the Jem'Hadar's
I think
Borg
we
carrier
should
stayed
let
there
resistance is
the entire
known.
time.
Someone timed in. Load
They did.
timer.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah, mouth not working this morning.
Morning.
How are you doing today? You're up early.
Just waking up. I don't really know yet.
I think that mum needs more coffee. Somebody get her more coffee.
No, I made 8 cups this morning because what I've been doing is making 6 cups in the morning, which is 2 cups today and 1 cup tomorrow, microwaved. But that's tolerable. I can live with microwaved coffee. Hang on, I'm going to kill a captain over here.
Why not just make fresh coffee to order?
It's not that hard to just microwave the last 2 cups. I've perfected how to keep it tasting reasonably fresh.
And if Chris wants to be teamed up, and make a suggestion for the next strike group, and I'll invite.
Chris might not have strike group access. Let me see. I don't know if I've got access, come to think of it.
The only reason why I can invite you is because I have you as a friend.
Yeah, I don't have strike group authorization here.
But do you have Chris as your friend, then?
Yes, I do, but I can put this in here. So you can friend Chris.
I could just say you're his team leader and then you just...
Or I could do that too, but I'll put it in here so you can... Excuse me, I have to go yell at my dog.
Yelling at dog.
Okay, there's Chris, so you can friend Chris, and in the meantime, let me yell. I'll be right back.
Do you guys need a fifth?
Not them. I don't know yet.
I didn't yell at the dogs. It's 6:30 in the morning. I don't think my neighbors would love me for barking. Yes, Natalia, there is no stream tonight. Tentatively.
Unfortunately.
Well, I say tentatively because if we're having thunderstorms, I'm not that stupid to drive, but nothing's predicted.
I know tonight while you're doing that, I'll be healing a raid on World of War.
So let me catch up on things. I try not to yell at my dogs.
So I've Chris now.
Hey, Wolfie, on your shoulder. This is going to sound really weird. And on your arm. If you're playing on your computer a lot, check your chair. I know it sounds weird, but I tend to lean on my right side when I'm sitting, which means I put a lot of pressure on my right arm. And you were mentioning shoes for the reason that my ankle's been bothering me. You're right about that. It probably is my shoes.
You know something about my chair? If I sit absolutely perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the center of the chair, the arms of the chair sit just at the right height of my keyboard thing.
Well,
which is very handy.
Yes, it is. Mine are underneath. There you go.
That's if I don't lean it back, then yeah.
Do you want to make me team lead? And I will invite Chris. I am?
You already are team lead.
Okay, well. It's... Oh, hang on, we'll go that way then.
Do you need a fifth?
Yeah, we can... Well, I can even take a 4th before I take a 5th.
So what ship are you in? I don't know then. How do you say your name anyway?
Alyssa.
Alyssa. What ship are you in, Alyssa?
Right now I'm finding the Fleet Miracle Worker battle cruiser.
Ooh, good choice.
Satalia says, after thinking about it, I'm more convinced we're getting a legendary Oberth, and that's the real reason Kel canceled last night's TFW.
if that's his excuse, then it's a poor one.
No, the power went out and then it came back, but I don't know if it went out again because I got a couple of messages saying the power was out and back. So I don't know if that was just Twitter being weird.
I think what he did was the right thing. Because he he could not have predicted if the power was going to go
Oh,
back
yeah,
out
absolutely.
again.
The way things have been going, no. Oh, Snowy Plover. Good morning, Snowy Plover. Welcome aboard. And thank you
Good
very much
morning.
for the cheer.
I'm flying the USS Valkyrie Sovereign class. And I have a purple and grey Excelsior too. That was on one of my shortlists for this year's event ship. Dark Mum.
Hang on one second. I'm trying to get somebody out of quarantine. You should be out of quarantine, yeah. Yeah, when people come into Discord so we can avoid bots, they go into quarantine.
You mean that 10-minute cooldown?
No, you have to be there till I manually or Pi manually pulls you out.
Yeah, because there's a... You know, you could actually have a limit on... You can have a timer on that.
I don't want a timer. I want to go through and make sure that everybody's good.
So, remind me, what's the seating on the Excelsior 2?
Oh, that's interesting. That shouldn't be there. There we go. Oops, sorry. Well, that's really interesting. I'm not going to complain about this.
So the Excelsior 2, if you want to know the seating on that vessel, it's a Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Commander Engineering Intel, Lieutenant Commander Science Miracle Worker, and a Lieutenant Commander Universal.
What the heck?
What?
What happened?
Okay, I'm on Nimbus. I came down to do the on the desert front where you defeat the captain, and I'm at the point where they beam in down in the Gorn Valley, because that's a good spot for them to beam in. They keep beaming in. As soon as I kill them all, they beam right back in. So I've been able to kill like 6 captains in the last 10 minutes, and more just beamed in. What the heck? I don't need 6 captains. I only needed the 2. I'm trying to leave.
Hey.
I've never had this happen before. I suppose if you need your 6
you
captains.
got your captains at least?
Yeah, but I only need... Then they're beaming in again. I'm running away. I am running away. Dudes, you go get them.
Run away!
You go get them, dudes. There's another team waiting up there, and maybe they had done that one.
I'm coming up there anyway, because I need to do my defeat Anthropods and Gorn Alicious.
Satelli says,
I gotta go up there for that too.
Mom, I have a confession to make. All this time I've been a bot. Well, hey, that's just something to think about next time you have 6 captains. See if that happens again. Take it out the first time in the mission, and then see if they just autofill after that. Does anybody else want to join us for Resurgence of the Resistance of the revisitation of
Starbase 1?
Starbase 1? Got room for one more person. Where are we at here? We're at 6:36. Oh, we got plenty of time. Okay, I stepped away and they stopped beaming back in, but I'll have to give that a try. Next time I have multiple captains. Satalia says she's a pun AI bot. Bleep bloop.
That means if anyone moderates this channel, they'll know to remove her from the active roster of the Discord.
Yeah, no. We like our Satalia pun bot. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and queue us up here.
Yep. I am coming to kill some Gorn.
Wee woo.
Wee woo.
No wee woo.
Oh! Shoot. Alyssa, you didn't get a weeble? You're in the team.
Got it.
Okay. Whew.
I think Alyssa has not been here in a while.
No, Alyssa was here last night.
Yeah.
I meant retrospectively. So what do we have? an Atlas, a prototype dreadnought, a Gagarin,
I'm still in my
Alliance drop
truck.
carrier, the Excelsior 2, and a Sovereign class. Full Federation lineup.
Okay, Chris is asking about keyboards, which is better, membrane, mechanical, quiet laptop-like. Well,
I
given
think
that,
mechanical.
yeah, I agree, but given how lousy the internet's been lately, it probably doesn't matter too much.
Here they come!
Okay. Let's have this done in under 20 minutes.
For Resurgence, yeah, it's typically under 20 minutes.
Impressing hurry back with non-essential personnel.
So, Tali, you can stay out of jail as long as you don't make horrible puns. Bad puns are good.
Or you start throwing messages in every chat channel.
Yes, exactly, Rasul. Puns get punished. Tish.
Damn you.
So, Tali, if your puns were epic, they would be in gold, right? And I can tell from the coloring here that they're only in white. Maybe you should apply an upgrade to them.
What I'm doing on this character feels wrong.
Well, then
Paying
don't
them
do
for
it.
like 40,000 each time I hit them.
Oh, that kind of wrong.
What do you think? This is a question for everyone. Do you feel bad hitting a Borg sphere for over 40k?
Of course not. I've never done it, but I'm sure I'd feel absolutely fine about it.
I know on Resistance to Starbase 1, I know I've hit 120k before now.
I rarely look at the numbers flying by. It's just one of those, it's a number.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, but I pay so little attention to it. I mean, it's been, what, 13, going on 14 years I've been playing this? Or is it 14 years now? 13 years now. And it's just chatter. It's like zone chat. You learn to just ignore it.
We'll have a short amount of time before more Borg arrive.
Well, comparatively to what I was used to doing compared to what I'm doing now, it's impressive.
I measure how my gameplay is in quantity of fun. By having extra DPS, a lot of times it's more fun. It doesn't feel tedious. And that's a
No.
big issue for me. If one game gets tedious, then something's wrong. Yeah, Rasul's question is legit. Bigger question is, are you fine with killing hundreds of thousands of innocents enslaved by the Borg as a member of the Federation/Starfleet?
I am.
Well, see, I work on the theory here, Rasul, when I'm playing this. The same way I work on the theory of why I occasionally eat hamburgers but feel really guilty about it sometimes. But I imagine these are all run by bots. All these probes, spheres, etc. everything is actually just run by machines, not Borgs. Not even Borg-like creatures. The Borgs are sitting back at base running the little drones. That way I can feel fine about it.
There's a little help with a little engineering team there for you.
Evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Thank you. I have liked playing this recently in my big tank, though, because I can drop a rally point around the ships as they're going up the lane here. Which does help a lot with the explodiness of the Borg ships.
You know what I do? I put a hazard emitters on them.
That would work, too.
And that was a Dreadnought Galaxy, by the way, that just left.
I used to tell you when I was deep into my martial arts, so that would be, again, 10, 12 years ago. I would never hit first. Let them hit first. I would try to avoid it where possible, and then I realized the game mechanics aren't built on you avoiding the fight.
Cool.
So then I had to go in with the, okay, it's just a machine, I can just zip around it, I'm good.
Let's be honest, if you did everything by the Federation rule, you wouldn't get very far very quickly.
Keep fighting!
Ooh, somebody's got a tractor beam on me. Razul says, my answer to that question is fairly straightforward. The Borg are akin to lethal, rapidly spreading disease. Quarantine and cure them if possible, purify if not. Good point.
Or do what the new thingy does, the emergency medical transport.
To remove the nanite or the nanites that are infecting them?
Because in the new tutorial, I don't know if you played it recently,
No, I haven't.
Captain Tiger gets emergency medical transport to sickbay so he can have his Borg stuff removed.
Well, in theory, that should be doable. Though the argument of what happened in Picard Season 3 is that they may be able to restructure your genes at a deeper level so you can't de-assimilate yourself at any point. You are Borg. Wahahahaha.
Let's be honest. The way they thingied Picard's Borg side, that was handled beautifully. Let's be honest. The way the Starfleet manipulated his Borg code into the transporter system, that was ingenious.
Makes a lot of sense. And by the way, good morning, Death by Numbers.
I've heard that name before.
I thought I saved the Roosevelt. What the heck?
Yeah. The Roosevelt. There's an incoming cube.
See if we can get there in time this time. Probably not. Oh yes, the cube. I'm so scared. Oh no.
That ought to hold them off. For now.
That cube did not have a chance.
They never do.
Futile.
Well, what else do I need?
Don't you?
Dice, Romulan? I don't really need anything. Romulan? I'll take some Romulan marks.
Maybe you should go back to the office and do some cubicle work.
Let's see. According to Razul, the longer you're Borg, the more they change you, which would make sense. But Starfleet is rather lackadaisical in curing Borg victims. And Admiral Smythe sounds like a Klingon. Yeah, I thought so too. Okay, so the captain mysteriously just randomly appearing over and over in Gordon Canyon has disappeared. Yay. Whew. Whee oh whee, as we say.
Come to get my Gorn fix of the day.
Everything I've got on my other count is rather meh. So, is anybody in need of an endeavor? Either space or ground? I've got 14 minutes before I have to walk the children of heck.
All my endeavors are done.
Oh, you are so lucky. Let's see what's
I
on the
got
other count.
mine are ground, my last two.
Yeah, there's a lot of ground today, I'm noticing. Whoops. Boy, I didn't mean to do that, but
It's a
fine.
ground eccentric day. What can I
It
say?
is.
We've all been grounded.
You're welcome.
Badum Tish.
Let's not start singing the Maui song where he says you're welcome.
The Maui song?
The Moana film.
Yeah, no. The last time I had students, so 2020, go back 3 years before that, 2017, I had 2 younger girls. Can't remember the names. Tori and her sister. What was Tori's sister's name? I don't remember Tori's sister's name. Sorry about that, Tori's sister. And they were at that age where it was Disney princesses. And they would come in every day singing the stuff from Frozen. And they came to my summer camp. And all they wanted to do was sing the songs from Frozen. So one rainy day after we did a couple hours of practice, we got out Frozen and we watched it. And nope, I'm done. Thank you very much.
You don't want to hear, let it go, let it go.
I like the Google Sings version of it, which is give up. And I think they have a Google version of do you want to build a snowman, which is do you want to build a snowman corporation? Alright, so I've got some AP damage on the ground, nothing significant. Voth on the ground. Ugh. And destroy destructible torpedoes, which I can do with Zenkethis. So not very exciting for me.
I'm trying to get some divine antipods. Well,
you know where you can go for those?
Nimbus 3, Instance 2.
Also partisans.
Creatures of the desert.
If you do partisans right after the bar fight, you go over to where Madron has got his animals on the 3 different stations. So you've got the Mugato, you've got arthropods, and you've got, what's the third one?
Some weird creature.
Yeah, there's another creature there. And you can just queue the one at the arthropod station and just kill as many as you'd like. That's how I got my Klingon death or ground kills done. You just have to stay there for a while. It's just, it takes a little bit of time to get there. So I usually go through Yamlin Nuk, take the beacon mission, go over to one on the northeast side, and that one only spawns arthropods. And it will spawn as many as you can kill for that minute and a half given its rate, which is 75. It will not go to more than 75, but you can get 75 there. And then, of course,
got 40.
Yeah, you have to have more toys. I would suggest dropping the crystal prisms, set it up around it, and then some kind of mine on the ground. Yes, Natalia, I did in fact know that when life only gives you hammers, everything is a nail.
If life gives you lemons, throw it at someone. You need lemons without sugar.
Yes, somebody put that up on the fleet message of the day. It's an old Andorian proverb. So then once you've done your...
I thought that was a Bajoran proverb.
It depends on who printed it at the moment. So anyway, the trick to doing desert creatures for the arthropods for more than the original 75 is pick up the mission a couple of days in advance so it's always queued, and then your cooldown is done by the time you're done, and you can go back and do it again. When life gives you Satalia, everything is a pun. How true is that? When life only gives you Cardassians, you form a resistance movement. Very good. Very good indeed.
Isn't that what Kira was doing in Deep Space Nine?
That's it, yes.
And let's be honest, by the end of Deep Space Nine, she was helping the Cardassian.
You do what you have to do, Kira.
Oh.
You do what you have to do for the greater good.
Of the Alpha Quadrant.
Is the greater good a Star Trek thing, or is that Warhammer? I think it's Warhammer.
No, I've heard it in Star Trek.
Okay.
Cisco would say it all the time.
All right, I couldn't remember because I've been reading a lot of Warhammer lately. I got the latest 2 series. The joy of having a son who works for Warhammer is that you know when the new stuff's coming out. The new Caiaphas Cain Omnibus is out, and it's like, yes! Thank you, Rasul. That's what I was thinking of. It is the Tau.
So who?
The Tau from Warhammer. Warhammer 40k to be specific. Versus plain old regulation Warhammer. And not to confuse the Tau with the Tauri. I think the Tau have been around longer. It's been around a long time. I got time for one quick mission if anybody's up for something like a I don't know.
Elite?
ISA? No lead on this tune. Not at this moment. Chris, Alyssa, are you up for an infected space?
Sure.
Give me a moment. I'm doing my my last moments of Admiralty stuff before it ends tomorrow.
So, do you have a tank or do we need one?
Oh, you're going to need a tank for this one. Okay, Death, I'd love to invite you, but Borg King volunteered first, so I'm going to do Borg King first.
Put an X in.
Well, go ahead and take him. I'll drop out.
Okay. Then I will invite you, Death. Except, Death, I need your...
Or are you on... Is this Federation?
This is Federation. You're in here.
Okay.
Hey, Death, what's your name? Because I don't have you as a friend on this account, I don't think. This is my alternate account. I don't have you as a friend here. Give me your handle and I'll invite you. Yeah, you don't need a tank for ISA, to be honest. It doesn't work that long.
I never use a tank.
Snuggle
What are you talking about?
When we're doing a lead, it's nice to have a tank.
But considering I do have a tank, so we could do any version of ISA. Or infected condor.
What's the team invite? No?
You always do best served cold. I know Mom doesn't like that one.
Takes too long. What's the shorthand for team invite? Does anybody remember it? Is it team? Is it guild? Is it... What the heck is it?
I have never... I've never done that, so I don't know.
Oh, apparently somebody else invited them, so we're done. Yay. But,
Tricks, yeah.
But I'm
in my tank, so you can do any version.
Yeah, I just want to...
E.
Oh, apparently we are friends. Yay. Yay us, we're friends. Okay, well, I guess if I'm in charge, I don't know how that happened, but...
I gave you the after we had Chris. Sure.
We will?
We will.
I like to see others get to play. That's why I sit out.
Oh my god, I just tested your theory, Dutman.
Yes.
It works.
What theory was that?
The multiple use spamming.
Yeah, no, yeah, if you get the map transfer issue, just double click on you. And that's from you, so not me. Hey, Chris, it's what Rasul said. It's the one that works better for you. Mechanical keyboards, I like better. But because of the issues with the internet, if you're looking at a speed issue, there really isn't one. Membranes, I don't like the feel of them. The reason mechanical keyboards are liked is, especially for gamers, one, they've got a different feel, so if you grew up on old school typewriters, they're a little bit more clicky-clicky. They have a great feel to them. But the biggest issue for me is that you can have slightly better speed on them, if you're a serious gamer, that can make a difference for you.
You guys destroy the outskirts, I'll keep the probes with me.
Ooh, the generators are uncovered, yay! Well, they were uncovered, now
Well,
they're
this
dead.
is ice. This is the infected conduit. That's why.
So for writing, I definitely like the mechanical feel better than the membranes. But membranes are silent. And I think that's actually one reason I'm not as fond. I do like the feel. I like the audio thing. When I used to write a lot, especially writing for fun, there was something pleasurable about the clickety, and you could hear it going all the time. Oops, wrong button. That's the button you want. And add, yes, of course, and add. Because add. Well, it's perfectly timed, because by the time the ad's done, we'll be out of here, and I will be needing to log off to go deal with the chillins, even though it's an easy day. The nice thing about going to class is I have to come home early and let them out, and my boss is totally good with that. So it's only like a 5-hour day. Come home, have lunch, walk doggos, work 3 hours from home, change into my clothes.
You know what I love about this tank? It can do quite a bit of stuff, including elites.
I feel the same way.
Okay, I'll just sit here and just take it like a good little boy.
That is interesting, Rasul. I didn't know that being a VIP makes you immune to ads.
That means you need to make all your good
Yes.
viewers
That would explain
VIP.
a lot. Bearing in mind, of course, we get revenue from ads, so keeping you guys as the lowly ones who have to watch the commercials is money in my pocket. We make... Yeah, for those of you who do Twitch, money in your pocket is enough to get a coffee once a month. Ooh, Starfleet
We
Silver!
win!
Yay!
We win!
It's funny. The Nimbus pirates were trying to heal my shields. Not a good idea. They
No
were
surprise
never
there.
going to win that war, put it that way.
Chris says, shockingly, Starfleet won.
Shockingly.
Hey, Chris, my absolute favorite keyboard of all time was a $5.99 or $6.99 discontinued one from Office Max. I mean, cheapest of the cheap. It worked amazingly well. It had no features whatsoever. And it was fast. It was just clicky enough to feel comfortable. You know, your generic keyboards from the office supply stores seem to be just fine. I'm not good enough. Well, at some point, any store that sells stuff has to get rid of their overstock, and that was this case. It was overstock. They were getting new ones in. They just wanted to get rid of anything that was left over. Here, your keyboard is marked down $20. Great. But even so I'm using a... What am I using now? This is so old I can't even tell you what it is anymore. I think it's a Rocket. ROCCAT. And it was $29 for the mouse, keyboard, and mouse pad from Amazon 5 years ago. And it's been fine. It's now at the point where the A, S, D, and F are just little white dots. Because I've completely worn them off in the spacebar. Usually that's my sign to buy a new keyboard, is the spacebar malfunctions. And that actually is one of the issues with mechanical keyboards, is they do break down. But they're fixable. And if you've got a high-end keyboard with really, really fast response, and the mechanics are set up for the fast response for, like, pro gaming, then yeah, fix them. But, you know, you can drop $200 on a professional gaming keyboard versus...
Oh, yeah.
You know, for the conventions we do, we probably pick up 3 to 6 of them each year at $15 each, and then I just give
Oh,
them.
wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, no, they're the cheap ones, and I don't care, because at the end of the convention, we're just handing them out. I do not want to take them home. Here, have a keyboard. What? Yeah, have a keyboard. It works fine. There you go. It's free. Take it home. All right, I'm going to go walk the hellspawn. So everybody, have a wonderful day, and on the count of 3, let's all say stay awesome. So it's 1, 2, 3.
Stay awesome.
awesome.
Stay awesome.
Awesome.